So, hey everyone, and I'm just going to dive right in because I think your time is valuable and so is mine. So just give me 5 short days starting next Monday and you'll be able to copy and duplicate the simple 3-step system that my student used to make over 500,000 last year. No products, no customers, no sales funnels. So there's no selling, no customer service, no inventory, just 30 minutes a day following a proven 3-step trading blueprint. Even complete beginners are succeeding with this. Now, first of all, what can you expect out of this training? Well, you're not going to walk away and make 10K next week. This isn't some sort of, hyper BS get rich quick scheme. This is get wealthy carefully over time. Now, you will discover one of the fastest and easiest, most powerful ways to generate consistent income, and you will discover how you can do this wherever you are in the world, regardless of your previous experience. Now, you're going to learn how to do all this without staring at the screen all day. It only takes 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes a day. Okay? You will see real results from real students following these simple, proven set of easy-to-follow rules, and yeah, we're going to give you that exact strategy here. Now, if I could show you a proven way that turned $100 into $315,000 in under a year, that turned $200 into $3,397 in under 4 days for a student, that routinely generates 100%, 200%, or even 2,400% returns on capital in under 24 hours, and a proven method that could easily replace your income in just 30 to 60 minutes a day. And you can do all this without products, selling funnels, traffic, and all the other things that most conventional businesses require. None of the things that have failed you before. And something that is 100% economy, recession, and precedent-proof. And you can even do this from your phone. Would you be interested? Would you be interested in learning this one skill that could lead you to real wealth without worry and true financial freedom? Now, what we're going to cover is like nothing you've ever seen before. And it's the perfect time now to learn this before what we call alt season starts between September and November 2025. Historically, the most profitable time of year for this particular method. And if there's a better, faster, or easier way to build a real online income, I haven't found it. So if you're tired of chasing magic bullet solutions that never deliver and you felt stuck, like financial freedom is always just out of reach, then you need to pay attention to what I'm about to cover and reveal in the next few minutes. Now, this is something, compared to other income streams you can do without any special skills or experience, any products or services. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to build an audience, build a website or a funnel, drive web traffic, large commitments of time, or without massive risk. Now, let's tackle this first, the elephant in the room. I am a trader. And here's the thing. Trading is like any other business. You have input, a process, and profit on the other side. So imagine a business that you can start today with minimal costs. You only need one core skill, which we'll show you. You have everything you need already, and it's one of the hottest growing industries ever. You don't need products or marketing, like I've said. You can operate this from anywhere in the world, and it's created more millionaires than any other industry. And you're going to learn everything you need right here, okay? Even if you've never traded before. So yeah, you don't need any experience to start. Now, there's a lot of BS in the trading industry, just like there is in the marketing world, and it sucks, okay? But what we're about to show you can be learned by anyone, okay? It does have a learning curve, like any new skill, but those basics are learned fast. And we're going to show you over 5 days how you can do that. Now, this ignores what's happening in the markets, and we're going to show you everything in this training that's coming up next Monday. We're going to show you proof. We're going to bring a business mindset to everything. And once you know how to do this, you'll never worry about money again. Now, this is what I've done every day for the last 25 years. And best of all, it's simple, powerful, predictable, and repeatable. So you might be wondering, okay, Sean, this is fantastic, sounds good, but am I in the right place? Is this for me? Okay, so there's 2 types of people. People who want to build an online income but aren't sure how or what to do. Or you want to make money trading. Maybe you've got some experience, you've got some knowledge, You just need a little help and guidance. So most online businesses require you to jump through hundreds of hoops, create products or services, get traffic from anywhere you can, build lists and audiences, build funnels and websites, run paid ads and pay Zuck a fortune for that, find customers and clients, then hope and pray that something actually works. Sound familiar? You've probably tried some of that before, right? Okay, and if you're here, then it probably hasn't worked at all. So, I hate to say this, but here's the hard truth. These systems that you've been sold were never designed to help you succeed quickly or easily. They were designed to get you to buy more and more, right? So what if you could finally stop chasing the dream and actually start living it? You see, trading is the perfect online business, and here's 5 core reasons. First of all, it's a solo sport. That means you don't need to rely on an employer, finding clients, getting customers, and once you know this, no one can take this skill away from you. So you're always going to have the ability to trade and never worry about money again. And it doesn't matter what the economy is doing, going up, down, sideways, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter who's in the Oval Office, what Kim Kardashian had for breakfast, what Jay Powell or the Fed is saying. None of this matters, okay? What we do is disconnected from everything. Now, as we've mentioned, you don't have to build funnels, websites, wear all of the different hats that entrepreneurs have to do when trying to create an online business. No driving traffic, hiring people. You only need one skill. And reason number 4, in just 30 to 60 minutes a day, you can potentially earn way more than you ever did with a job. In fact, I'm usually done before I finish my morning coffee. Now, reason number 5, I think this one's the most important of all. If you do what I do, you're going to get the results I get. Now, I need to kind of reinforce this. Give you some examples. I know a lot of people in the education world, okay, that they are very good at what they do, but when they try and teach it to their students don't get the same results. Why is that? Well, the one thing you can't teach is experience. That's only learned in the trenches, actually doing, right? Well, here's the thing. What I do is very, for want of a better word, algorithmic. It's checkbox simple. We follow the same rules. You and I were looking at the same thing with the same rules and the checklist. And if this happens, this line crosses this line as an example, a bit over simplification, but you get the idea. If we're looking at the same rules with the same information and we act at the same time, we're going to get the same results. Which means you don't have to be good at anything. You don't have to have 25 plus years of experience. You just have to follow a few simple rules. And when we do that, we're going to get the same results. Now, there are 2 types of people teaching trading. The 20-something that's good in front of a camera, half the time it's outright scams and, let's face it, he's probably living in his mum's basement and's never seen a real bear market in their lives. Or the supposed Wall Street guru who gave up their life of luxury and Lambos on Wall Street to teach the little guy. Well, I'm neither of these, okay? No one's mistaking me for 20-something, and I've never worked for Goldman Sachs. I come from nothing, honestly. I don't like talking about this because it's kind of a little embarrassing and humiliating. I come from one of the poorest parts of Scotland, a tiny island that's only 2 miles by 15 miles, and I literally had nothing. Okay, the population of this island's only about 500 people. So as soon as I could, I left with what I had, which only filled half a suitcase, and about $5 in my pocket. Now, this was a difficult time in my life. I needed a hard reset and a fresh start. It was in the late 90s, and I was a seafood chef, okay? That's another story for another day, how I ended up being a seafood chef. I kind of... I tried very hard. I wasn't a very good chef. Let's just leave it at that. But I wasn't making enough money. I was also working with a real estate agent, not as a broker, so no commissions for sure. But I was helping sell $10 to $25 million homes to millionaires and billionaires. And yeah, that isn't an actual photo of me, by the way. I don't have any photos of back then. But like any hungry, ambitious youngster would, I would pick the brains of these multimillionaires and billionaires, and that's where my love affair with the stock market kind of began. So I had no idea what I was doing. I had some money that I'd saved up, and I was like, okay, well, if I was getting into this, what would I do? Well, they said buy and hold. Now, this was when everything was taking off in tech and the internet, and they said, okay, well, what should I buy? What if you could pick one? They said, oh, buy Yahoo, $97. So that's what I did. I put all my money into this stock, and I was going to be a millionaire just like them. Yeah, didn't quite work out that way. Didn't quite go according to plan. This was at the time, you're probably already kind of 2 steps ahead of me, there was the dot-com bubble, and the stock market began to plummet. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Just hold on, they said. It will come back, they said. All the time they're selling their homes, their luxury cars, jumping out of bloody windows in high-rise, and it just dived more. Just hold on. And it continued to crash. In fact, Yahoo took a full 17 years to recover its price. And obviously, I sold it long ago. I just took the loss. And it blew most of my life savings, which, sure, was only $8K, but hey, that was a lot for me at the time. Luckily, it didn't dampen my enthusiasm for trading, because I knew there had to be a way. I knew there was billions of dollars traded every damn day. I just had to figure out how to get my slice of it. But I did learn one valuable lesson. Buy and hold is I'm censoring myself, a terrible strategy. It took me a long time to get profitable, to figure this out. I read every book, I tried everything, RSI, CCI, all sorts of different strategies that you may or may not have ever heard of. If you haven't, it's okay, you don't need to, okay? But my trading journey from 1999 was when I started badly. 2003, started making some profits. 2006, a full 7 years later, I started to get some consistency. And it wasn't through any guru or any one trader that got me on the right track. I had to figure this out for myself. By 2016, people started asking, what do I do? And I taught a few people my strategies back in 2016. And now 2022, I decided I love actually teaching. I retired in my mid-50s in paradise, and I started teaching this seriously because I found out I really enjoy it. Okay? And that leads us to now. So my intent for you is to skip all that BS. My students are, well, crushing it, as the cool kids say. I've taught people with zero experience, taught people starting with very small amounts, and most of them started out working around a full-time job. Now, what next? Like I said, I never have to work again, okay? My kids are grown up. I've had some personal life changes. I moved to paradise. I have 21 motorbikes now. I've just bought another one. And I like cruising all over Southeast Asia. But there's only so much lazing around you can do, and I started getting the now what. So what next? Well, impact lives. You see, I am confident I can teach anyone with a bit of patience and determination to replace their full-time income trading very, very part-time, just 30 minutes a day. And there is a crypto revolution happening right now that you're probably not even aware of. It's called microcaps, and these are new businesses, new coins, new cryptos that are on the cutting edge. We're not talking Bitcoins and Ethereums. We're talking about the next generation or 2 generations out of cryptos that are out there. So what are microcaps? Well, like I said, there's new cryptos launched every single day. And there's ones that have been launched a year ago or 2 years ago that haven't made it into the big leagues. They're still considered pretty small. They're way smaller than Bitcoin. These are emerging businesses and projects. You may have heard of meme coins and things like that, or some shit coins. We'll tackle this. But these are decentralized, which means they're not listed on any major exchange. They haven't got to that stage yet. This is like getting in on Google before the public's even aware there's stocks offering. Okay, so they have explosive profit potential, but they have limited public awareness. Most people don't know these exist, and not a lot of people trade these. So we minimize our risks with a business-like approach to these, which is what I've done for 25 years in stocks, options, and since 2011, mainstream crypto. Now, the potential is explosive. This was Pepe, which launched a couple of years ago now, 2023, okay? And it did 198,546% gain in over 2 weeks. So $100 in this coin would be basically $198,546 in value in 2 weeks, okay? Now, there are projects and new coins launching every single day, and ones that have established track records. For example, this one here, which was Baby Pepe. I didn't get in on Pepe, but I got in on this one. This one jumped up 22,000. So this is a clone riding on the success of Pepe, and this did 22,000%, and that was in about 7 days, and then another 228% later on. Now, all it takes is just one skill, one approach that we'll talk about here. This is another one, jumped up 4,195%, and then another 448% later on. Now, so what's this one skill you need? How do we do this? Well, it's not so much a one skill, it's more like a collection of micro skills that you put together into a process. So you don't need to be a math genius. It's a combination of micro skills, like I said, the ability to follow instructions coupled with a business-like approach, a little bit of determination, perseverance, and focus. The profits come from the process. Now, newsflash, the economy sucks, okay? With a pending economic collapse, rampaging inflation, clowns leading global policy, global economies are rapidly pushing to move away from using the dollar as a measuring stick for growth and assets. Now, here's the thing. For what we do, none of that matters. There are dozens of microcaps launched daily. We don't care about Bitcoin and S&P 500, what the president or the Fed said. Like I said, what Kim Kardashian had for breakfast doesn't play any bearing on what I do. This is the cutting edge of tomorrow. These projects are DeFi. You probably may have heard that name or that phrase. It just means decentralized finance. It means it's disconnected from all the bullshit. Now, you might think, well, isn't there big ups and downs, and how does that affect? Well, here's the thing, it doesn't matter. 2022 was one of the worst years for all markets. The stock market, for the crypto market, was called crypto winter. But for what we do, it doesn't matter. This is 2022. Okay, so the beginning or the end of 2021. So December, we had Volt, which went up 480%. Any Sniper, 1,318 times. February, you can see all of these. Here's some more. April, May, July, September. I actually was off. I took a month off in June. I was traveling around for a month, so that's why June's missing there. And then, even just like 1 month, okay, 30-day snapshot. These are microcaps that are only worth 10 to 100K, very, very small. But again, all of these jumping up 100%, hundreds or thousands of percent, 30x, 20x, and everything else. The point of this is there's a consistent flow of opportunities regardless of the main markets. So here's the strategy, back of the envelope version, if you will. We find a new coin, maybe through announcements, Twitter, Telegram, launch list, pre-launches, and what have you. We validate and verify. We want to check the project. Who's the team behind it? Do they have a website? What's their presence? We want as much data as we can on these new coins. Then we execute the trade. Wait for the first dip after the initial thrust. So again, very, very simple. We look for the new coin to produce some data we can measure. Okay? Then we get out for a profit. Did it hit target? Maybe 100%, 200%? Okay, great. Is there a sign of exhaustion? Or is it just turning to dust? Okay, well, get out. It's simple as that. And then we rinse and repeat this process every day that we want to trade. And we have a rolling basket of positions and coins making us money hand over fist. Congratulations, you have a profitable business. I mean, have a look at this. These are some recent results from students. 422% profit overnight, 126% return on capital in under 2 weeks, 1,057% in 1 day, 90% profit in 1 day. By the way, all of these are verifiable on the blockchain. You can see these hashes here. These are the actual transactions. Okay, so I realize I'm doing it over here. So you give an example if it's been shared. Okay, so that's 61% profit in 2 days, 479% profit in under 2 days. You see, this is what we're doing. You see, the Titan's Edge formula is the shortcut to wealth without worry. Now, one of the core things we need to cover is the 4 rules of rebel trading. This allows us to maximize profit, minimize risk. First of all, this isn't Vegas. If you're thinking trading is gambling, you're in the wrong seat. You're in the wrong training right now, okay? See, this isn't Vegas. We come at everything with a business-like approach, and we don't gamble. Now, we don't swing for the fences. I'm not going to use a lot of sports metaphors, but I'm not pointing to the outfield like Babe Ruth. You know, we're not trying to hit a home run every time. What we want to do is just swing the bat, okay? Now, you will sometimes lose, and that's okay. That's the point of trading. But your winners will eclipse your losers, and in this industry, there's a lot of growth. Now, progress creates success and profits. The more you do this, the more confidence you build, the better. And one of the cool things that you can do with this, unlike any other business, is you can paper trade. You can practice your business as if it was real and without risking a dime. Now, you can't do this with any other business. I can't create a virtual e-commerce store with pretend products and go to Zuckerberg and say, hey, can I get some pretend traffic with some pretend customers to do pretend orders in my store and then see if my business works? Doesn't work, doesn't make sense, right? Well, with trading, we can. We can see where we would get in, what would have happened, where we would have got out, and we can write it down on a piece of paper. And guess what? We can say, oh, I would have made $5,000 on that. I would have made $10,000. I would have made, 200, 300%, whatever your initial trade is. Cool. And then you can prove to yourself that you can do this. So, here's an example trade from a student. So this was a coin called BLK. Okay. Percentage gain, 773%. Okay. So that's $773 on a $100 trade in 3 days. Start date was 2024 and it was 2 days later. Okay. And strategy was Titan's Edge. And again, win starting price, end price, 873. So that's $773 profit. 773% gain in just over 3 days doing this one thing repeatedly. And then again, this is another one, turning $200 into $3,397 in 3 days. And then 525% profit on another. So taking one into the other, boom, good to go. This is where it gets absolutely crazy. For example, this gentleman here, he went from 10K to 42K, and then he went to bed, woke up, it was $90,000. I've been self-employed for 40 years. This is the most ridiculous experience I've ever had in business in a good way. And then, again, many other results, 190% here, up 2K on one. This is a gentleman I was talking about, made $500,000 in a month. And you say, just insane. And again, so on, so forth. Again, this is someone else talking to him. Hey, Dr. C, if I could cash out, blah, 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 it would be up over 500,000. That's, as my grandson says to my wife, Gigi, that's crazy. And so on and so forth. And again, here's more, again, verifiable on the blockchain. $1,866 profit, 733%, 350%, 100%, 166%, and I can keep going and going. Now, we're coming into the most profitable time of year for microcaps, which is September, and October, and then into the end of the year, and then another spike into the beginning of 2026. You see, this is one coin, and this is one of my favorite coins, SPX 6900. Give you that one as a freebie. And it has, in the last year, gone crazy. Now, we followed this coin for almost 2 years now since it existed. And I like following existing coins that have a track record. Now, I want you to see this. This one did 23,725% gains since November 2024. Okay? And then it popped up like crazy. Okay. Next, it went up another 198% from December to February, and then another 578 from March to August 2025. Now, $1,000 traded just on those 3 moves would have, and compounded, taking the profits, rolling it into the next one, would be worth $4.7 million using this approach. Now, that's why I created the Titan's Edge formula, a proven, simple, effective, business-like approach that generates real consistent profits. I mean, imagine turning $100 into $315,000 in under 12 months. So this is, again, trade log, 6 trades, $100 starting capital, and you can see each one of these trades as we go. Again, on that coin I mentioned, SPX 6900. Again, after fees and everything else, came out to $307,000. Fantastic. But these are the trades. First one right here, again, just going. Trade 1, 426% profit. So that's turning $100 into $526. Next trade, taking that $526, again, 466% profit. That's $2,978. So we started with $100. Now we're here. Again, next trade, 193%. That turned that into $8,791. Another trade, 193%. Now we're up to $38,250. And then another trade, 303%. So that's turning that into $154,000. And then the last trade, just 100% move. But again, that took my 158 into $315,659 in under 12 months. Now, full disclosure, it was a little bit less, like I said, after fees, 307,000, but I'm not complaining. And that's all based on mastering one skill that we're going to cover in a 3-day masterclass or a 5-day masterclass, including the bonus days that we're talking about. All from one skill that learned, when learned, means you'll never have to worry about money again. Now, like I said, this is important. This isn't some fly-by-night system. We've been doing this for years. There's not so much crap out there that you look in and then it disappears, and then the creator is coming out with another whiz-bang magical Wizard of Oz product, you know. Look, I've been trading for 25 plus years, and this method is the culmination of decades of refinement and success. And that's what we're going to do together live over just 5 days. You'll learn the exact steps that I and my students use daily. We're starting Monday, okay? How to build consistent, reliable income in just 30 to 60 minutes a day. Everything broken down into simple, digestible steps. And we'll do this live together, one step at a time. You'll prove to yourself that you can do this without risking a dime. And I'm going to give you everything you need to start this new business model. And at the end of these 5 days, you'll have one skill and never worry about money again. That's what we're going to be doing. So let's break it down day by day. Day 1 is really unlocking the freedom business, how to tap into a proven system, the reliable, sustainable way to grow and generate online income without all the headaches and hassles. And basically, we're just going to get started, lay the groundwork for success. Day 2 is how we go find the coins, identifying high potential opportunities. We're going to be also giving you a list of the 10 coins that have long-term value that I look at every day. Day 3 is actually about the production line process, creating the actual trades, how to execute them, how to close them. Day 4 is the most important day because we take what we did in the first 3 days, and then it's basically how to build an empire, how to scale this up, how to go beyond everything. We talk about software, machine learning that we use in this, real AI, how we use that to automate, analyze, and do some amazing bloody things, how to make this faster, better, and easier. This is why day 4 is so important. Day 5, then we'll sit down. You can ask me anything. You've got any challenges, roadblocks, or what have you. You want some clarification on any one thing, then we're going to do this live until we are done, okay? So this masterclass is designed to be actionable from day 1. You'll walk away with a clear understanding of how to implement everything I teach you into your life and business, and you're ready to rock. Most importantly, you'll be able to be ready to start making real money using the simple and proven method. Everything you'll learn in these 5 days is fully live and interactive with me. You'll get a chance to ask me questions, get real-time feedback, connect with a community of like-minded people, all on the same path to building wealth without worry. I've helped thousands of students transform their lives, turning small amounts of capital into massive returns. This 5-day masterclass is like nothing you've ever seen before. And again, the Titan's Edge method consistently produces results for people with no prior experience, no technical skills, no need for big upfront investments. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds too risky. No, my method focuses on calculated, strategic moves that minimize risk and maximize reward. Trading is gambling. Wrong. This is a business. We follow a checklist-like process to remove emotion, guesswork, and produce predictable, consistent results. But I know nothing about trading. Perfect. Okay? You don't need to. I'm going to show you step by step, starting with basics and building up from there. So like I've said, this 5-day live masterclass is like nothing you've ever seen before. So that's what we're doing starting Monday. And if this resonates with you and you're ready to learn this one skill that can change your financial future, then I invite you to join me for my 5-day live masterclass. And again, go to that link you see below. In just 60 minutes a day, over 5 days, I'll teach you this proven system that's already transformed so many lives. Here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the live 5-day masterclass, proven business system, everything in bite-sized chunks to prove to yourself that you can do this, recordings for 24 hours of every session, private Discord community, daily prizes and bonuses. So learn this, apply this, and never worry about money again. Plus, you're going to get these extra bonuses. Session transcripts, cliff notes, and session summaries for every session. You're going to get the VIP mini group, Ask Sean Anything session, like I said, trade tracking tools, plus extras as we go through things. I'm going to give you all the links, resources. I'll give you lists of stuff that we're doing, shortcuts, checklists, everything else I can think of as we go forward. And one of the things we're going to do, because we like to have fun with this. So during and at the end of the masterclass, I'm giving away $1,000 in business funding to one person to kickstart everything. And then we'll do a runners-up prize of $500, second prize, and $250 as a third prize. We will do $100 every day for just aha moments, that things that you learn during the training. Plus, we'll do special resource prizes, any other prizes I think of as we go along, including 1 hour private training with me. That's one of the prizes we'll be giving, and much more besides. So click the link below that you see there, and probably in the chat as well. Secure your spot. Spaces are limited, and we start Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, New York time. So let's get started on building a life where you never have to worry about money again. And at the start of this video and training, I asked you a question. If I could show you a proven way that turned $100 into $315,000 in under a year, that turned $200 into $3,397 in under 4 days for a student, that routinely generates 100, 200, even 2,400% in under 24 hours, and a proven method that could easily replace your income in just 30 to 60 minutes a day. And you can do it all without products, selling, funnels, traffic, and all the other headaches and hassles, all of the things that have failed you before. Something that's 100% economy, recession, and president proof. And you can even do this from your phone. Would you be interested? Well, I think we've proven that beyond a shadow of a doubt. Learning this one skill that could lead you to real wealth without worry and true financial freedom. That's why you need to sign up right now. Click below, secure your spot. There are limited seats. We want to get you started, get you in the community, get you all set up. And again, have a lot of fun doing this while you learn a new skill that could pay you for the rest of your life. So go to that link you see right now. It's time to take action. Seating is limited. I do not want you to get locked out. You're watching this because the person who, again, brought this to your attention is a good friend of mine, and they wanted me to share this with you and help you get in before everyone else and before the doors close. So, like I said, one lucky attendee will win $1,000 cash plus runners-up prizes, but this is not an expense. Don't think of this as an expense. It's not like buying the latest iPhone. This is an investment with an expected return. So, again, invest in yourself. Let's get started. And what's your worst case scenario? What's your best case scenario? What would you look like? What would things in life look like 2 years down the line from now? Okay? So what's your worst case scenario? It doesn't work out. You spent 5 days still learning an invaluable skill that you can set up for life. You just need more practice. Okay? That's the worst case scenario. What's your best case scenario if it works out according to plan, like so many of our students? What kind of car would you drive? What's your dream car? Honestly, I don't know why I've got a picture of Tesla. That is not my dream car. Okay, where would you travel? Where would you go? If you could just say, wave a magic wand and disappear to a beautiful beach somewhere, where would you go? I mean, I'm very fortunate. I live in paradise. I can be up in the mountains or on the beach in under 60 minutes, any direction I go, and I absolutely love that. Okay, would you send the kids to college, pay off college debt? What causes would you love to support? Okay, where would you live? What's your forever home? Would you enjoy just a little more time freedom, a little more security? You see, financial freedom means so many different things to so many different people. For me, it's going to be different. Like I said, I come from nothing. And, I'm very fortunate to have the life I have. I travel. I have a very luxurious life. I love to race. I go, take time off, take months off wherever I go, travel the world. I am very lucky. I support a lot of different charities. So, funnily enough, I've got a big soft spot for dogs and cats. So I work with a lot of no-kill shelters that find homes and rescue dogs and stuff like that. Could you take a month off? Actually, next month or at the end of this month, September through the end of October, I'm disappearing for a month. I'm going to Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Bali, following MotoGP and going to be doing some of that. But could you do that? How would your life look if you just took a month off? How much of your life would fall apart? For me, for example, I learned to learn a new skill. I've been riding motorbikes all my life, but not on the track. You see that bike there? I crashed that into that wall behind it. I didn't put that big crack there. That wasn't me. Okay, but I crashed this bike trying to do what I thought was right. I was wrong. So I hired a mentor. His name is Gun. Okay, he doesn't know he's part of this presentation. He would laugh. But again, doesn't speak a word of English, or he didn't then. He speaks more English now. But at this time, we were speaking in motorbike noises. And I had no idea what the hell he was talking about, but I was learning. So, learning a brand new skill, I decided to get the right gear, get myself a decent motorbike. It's a Ninja 600, by the way, for anyone wondering. It's a big green beastie. And again, started practicing, getting better and better, getting my lean on, practice. It's my Harley. I have 21 motorbikes. Some of them you can't take on the track. But got better and better and practice until I was kicking ass, taking names, made some dramatic improvements. That's more of the race. That's the same bike, resprayed, repainted, made into a proper track bike. And then I'm on MotoGP circuits. This is Chang in Thailand, until I'm getting better and better. And again, that's a different bike. That's my proper race bike now, which is a CBR 1000 Fireblade and does 300 kilometers an hour. So again, the whole point here is practice, 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 do, learn a new skill, get someone to get you on the way, and then succeed. All right. So what's your worst case scenario? What's your best case scenario? What do each of these look like 2 years from now? Is it worth the risk? Of course it is. The real reason people don't take action is they're afraid that they're going to fail. Well, you always will fail if you never take action. But we're here every step of the way for you for the next 5 days, teaching this to you so that you have a new skill and you can practice without risking a dime. Now, there are a couple of optional extras that I highly recommend. First one is red carpet VIP access. This includes VIP Q&A sessions, extended sessions after every call, 30 days recording access to all the replays, a comprehensive workbook, plus you'll have a private channel in Discord, and I'll review your trades for 30 days. So if you've got something set up and you say, hey, Sean, is this right? I'll say yes, no, or record a video or what have you as well. So you can upgrade your account for just $47. That's worth $2,795. And then we also have the inner circle. Now, this is for people who want faster, better results. So we're going to do 2 bonus sessions, the 10x multiplier method, which if you just learn this one skill, it will explode everything in life. Okay, understanding the lesson and the methodologies I teach in this bonus training is what got me where I am today. When I understood this one concept, it literally supercharged everything I do in every business I've ever run. When I understand the power of this, and it was, funnily enough, just a little math lesson I did for myself. And it was a mind exercise. But when I saw it down, and we walked through this example for the long term, I realized just how much impact of what we do today and tomorrow has a power 5 and 10 years down the line. And it really helped me structure and build things out. So I'm going to give you that. Plus, what we call the double tap strategy. I'm going to be talking about that in detail. This is one of those supercharging ways to build on success on success on success. So these two trainings just by themselves are worth $500. But Eddie, I'll be giving you those and any other helping hand training as we go through. You'll get lifetime access to the masterclass recordings, so you can go back, look at them at any time. You will get unlimited email access to me for 30 days. Okay, now my paying clients and my private clients, they pay a lot of money for this. I'm going to give you unlimited access to me for 30 days. You're going to get a private inner circle only Discord group plus elite status in the community. Again, all of that is worth $4,994. You can upgrade for just $97. And then there's a top secret upgrade I can't talk about here. It's called the trifecta. And it's give you a little sneak peek. Can't really talk about it too much. I want you to see it as you go through the cart process and sign up. But keep an eye out for that. That one is so mind-blowingly powerful that it really will knock your socks off. So go to the link you see below right now. Secure your space. You want to profit from the markets. You want real financial freedom and live life on your terms and stack the deck in your favor. Now, I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight because I've already got this working for me 24/7, 365. But will you? So here's what to do next. Go to the link below. Okay? I'm sponsoring you into this, and you can get started right now for just $19. We start live on September 8th at 11 a.m. Eastern. My team will be waiting for you on the other side to get you started. So go there right now, secure your spot, And you're still here because you're on the fence. Look, don't do that. You get splinters in your ass and that doesn't look good on anyone, okay? Don't sit on the fence. Get off the fence. Take action. It's time to make a decision. So I've got 3 questions for you. Why did you come to this training, okay? What was it about this that brought you here? From where you are, from where you want to be, and then why are you still here, okay? Why haven't you taken action yet? Go to that link, get started, sign up, secure your space, and let me show you this on Monday. Because last question is, what are you going to do about your why? What do you want out of life? If you could just reach out and grab it and say, okay, this is what I want from life, cool. That's your driver. That's your motivation. Question is, what are you going to do to get there? I'm going to give you the keys to the kingdom. I'm going to give you everything on a silver platter, but only if you get off your ass and do it. So go to that link you see on your screen, probably in the chat box as well. Get started. It's time to take action. Seating is limited. When we're full, my project manager says, hey, Sean, we're at capacity. Well, that's it. It's too late. Okay? If you get there because you dragged your heels and it says sold out, it's too late. I can't help you. Okay? And like I said, one lucky attendee will win $1,000 in cash just for being on the sessions. So here's what you're getting. You're getting the 5-day Titans Edge Masterclass starting September 8th at 11 a.m. Eastern. 2 bonus days of training. That's worth $497. The private Titans Edge Discord group, that's the entire masterclass is run inside there. That's worth $297. Session transcripts, quick reference transcripts and everything else, cliff notes, summaries, kind of SOPs, if you will. Whatever we can do to make this really just quick, accessible for you, $197 in value. The Ask Me bonus session, that's worth $197. Additional seat for your partner or spouse. We can talk about that, but hey, we're going to give you that too. So that's worth $997, plus 24 hours replay access to all the sessions. That's a total market value of $2,876. You can get started right now, just $19. Usually this is $197 to be on one of these masterclasses, but today, because we've done this, for you, again, we're doing this and I'm sponsoring you into this, just $19. $19, less than a family meal at McDonald's, And again, you can learn a skill that will set you up for the rest of your life. Go to that link now. Let's get you started. And we're going to wrap it up right there. Thank you for your time and attention. I truly do appreciate it. And with that being said, we're going to see you on the other side. Thank you. Take care. Let's get you started.